regrets and all that, right?
Is now. The future is now. The future is now.
This is going to be the most interesting day of my life. Hello everybody, welcome back. Sorry, baby girl. Hey, welcome. Today with a what's it called?
Collab.
Collab. That's the way the kids say it nowadays.
A lab.
With my two of my favourite people. Obviously, because of lockdown, we haven't actually been able to do collabs in person for a very long time. We did a lovely collab. Leonie came onto my girl talk, so you might know her from there. You definitely know Dave from the vlogs as well.
Yeah.
So today we're going to be talking about breakups. I did a reel and a TikTok that got some momentum and went a bit crazy.
Viral. That's the word you're looking for.
And I've had lots of questions on like how I got over my ex, what happened. Yeah, we've all had relationships. These two are a tiny little bit older than me, so they've got more experience than me. Like, not in a mean way, but like I've only had like 2 like proper breakups, and we've been dating. So, you know, there's always the issue as well of like getting over someone that you weren't necessarily actually, you know, in a relationship with in the first place.
But sometimes that can be harder.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we can talk about it, guys.
Yeah.
Let's just go first of all about breakups. How do you get over someone? If you could give somebody 3 rules after a breakup, what would they be?
Ooh, I'll let go first.
Alcohol. No, I'm joking.
You would never.
I'm joking.
Drink! You're sober, drink!
Your friends, definitely your friends. This is why I'm the biggest advocate for when you get in a relationship, don't forget your friends, because they're going to help you if ever you need them, if unfortunately that relationship ever ends. Just pouring yourself into whatever your craft may be, like your career, falling back in love with yourself if you have lost yourself in that relationship also.
When people get lost in their relationships, I like to think that it's their first relationship.
Sometimes it's not.
Nah, you can't be my friend, I'm sorry. If
people like that out there.
No.
I think it's important not to forget your friends, because they were there before it. And they will be there afterwards.
But I don't agree with calling my partner my best friend. Like, my best friend, no one is ever going to come and take her role.
I love that. That's female power.
Yeah.
I would say learn to love yourself again.
Yeah.
Because it's hard when you leave a relationship and you used to get all the love. I think the hardest part for me on my breakup, I was engaged before.
Oh shit, yeah, so that's definitely a different
It's
perspective.
It was the learning to be by myself. Regardless of the type of person that you are, you end up leaving your relationship as your life. If that makes any sense?
That's my fear. That's why I see myself dating until I'm like 50.
But you know what?
I feel like whether you want to or not, you do lose yourself in a relationship. So I want to ensure that I am the best version of myself whilst I'm dating, so that when I get into a relationship, I know who I am and I'm so sure of who I am that like that can't like be evaporated into thin air.
Yeah. Have your own life. Be independent in yourself within that relationship as well. It's very hard, but it's very crucial. And that's another thing, like in a previous relationship I was in, that was one thing I really liked about our relationship, is we both had our own things going on, but we could both come together at the same time as well. Which is why the breakup wasn't that hard for me. Also because that wasn't the person I
Most people do get in their first relationship in their late teens, and you still literally, you're growing, you do not know who you are. I know I'm like basically 23, I still don't know who I am, right?
That's why you get sucked into this.
You're growing up with somebody. But like in your late teens, if you've got that boyfriend and you've never had a boyfriend before, you are literally in your most fundamental years of growing up, you've never dedicated so much time to somebody else. So you, and obviously it's an amazing feeling.
Yeah.
So they become such a crucial, they become such an important part of that period where you're growing. And that's why at the end of the day, like, it's absolutely not fine if you're heartbroken, but it's so normal.
It's natural.
And this is why your mama is going to you like, you're gonna be okay. And you're like, Mum, I'm not gonna be okay. But like, you're gonna be just fine. And you're not just heartbroken because he's hurt you. You're heartbroken because of all these other psychological reasons. Like, it doesn't matter if you're 30 and you're 40, you still have got growing to do. You're always gonna have growing to do.
Enjoy as well the aftermath of it. I know that there's the heartbreak, obviously, that you're gonna feel, but you know, do all the things afterwards that you would never do while you were in a relationship. It's like, you know, go to places with your friends and get the girls out and like go crazy.
Yeah, and that's the thing, it doesn't have to just be sexual. Like, that's the reel that I made. Not shitting on my ex at all, but like, reality is I still would have gone and got my degree, but would I have poured my heart and soul in it as much as I did? Probably not. Would I have got my first class degree? Probably not. I definitely wouldn't have travelled because I wouldn't have wanted to be away from him for that long. And for goodness sake, I was envisioning myself moving to fucking Dubai because that's what he wanted to do. I don't even want to go there on holiday, let alone live there.
Really?
No.
It's hard. It's very hard, like I said, to like come out of it and you know, learn to do your own thing, because if you're young, you'll be just used to that, and that's your life, and doing like being in a relationship is just what you know, but you need to learn about yourself a lot more afterwards.
100%. I think one thing that I am thankful for is I was a very late bloomer. Like, I didn't have my first boyfriend till I was 24 or something like that, 23, like after uni.
Seriously?
So my 20s were all about myself, well, early 20s, getting to know myself. I was still dating and everything, but didn't actually settle into a relationship. So
can I ask you a question? Because I kind of feel this now. I've been dating for 2 years now, and when I say that I was in love with my ex-boyfriend, I've been in love twice. And like I said in Leonie's video, when I love, I am such a like affectionate, loving, like I will pour my heart and soul into that relationship. But it's been 2 years dating, and I know I'll meet someone. I don't care, like I love dating, so I was thinking about it earlier. If I'm still dating in 5 years, I'm totally happy with it. But there is a part of me that's like, I don't think I'll ever meet someone. And because you start dating and you got your boyfriend late, did you start feeling like in your early 20s that you were like, I'm just not going to meet someone because everyone else was?
Do you know what, and this is the thing about my personality, it's a bit of confidence, a lot of delusion, but it works out. I felt like that right person will come along for me at the right time, and I'm not going to stress it out. So,
I love that. I just knew a lot of girls. I went to a girls' sixth form, and I lost my virginity probably earlier than I would have done if I hadn't have met the person. Well, like, I had a first love and a first boyfriend, and they were both about a year. So my first boyfriend basically sexually exploited me for like a year. I had sex probably earlier than I would have done, and he was sleeping with other people, including my best friends. So
trash.
And I was 16 when this was happening. The thing is that I hadn't even had my first kiss when I met him. So like and this is actually quite interesting to do with breakups. I was a child, man. I was a child having sex. Like, it's fucked up to think about. But that was interesting because it wasn't love. It was a sexual, like, my worth was through sex. And like, I think that's actually why I have my relationship with sex now, and I'm so open about it, because I've literally, like, he was like trying to have sex with me everywhere. But then I had my first love. But what I was going to say is that when we were in sixth form, I remember girls just like almost talking like who they needed to lose it. Like, they needed to lose their virginity, like, who are we going to lose it to? And that's when they were 18. It shouldn't be like this, but one of my first DMs I got on Instagram was from a guy, actually, not a girl, saying, I haven't lost my virginity, I'm in my 20s, I'm a fucking weirdo. Like,
no, you're not. Listen, I didn't lose my virginity till I was about 25. And don't get me wrong, I wasn't like, I want to save it. No, I was ready. But I was like, it's been this long. I want it to be with the right person. Initially, I wanted to wait till my marriage. My mum said no. Don't do that.
My mum is the same. Like, sorry, I know there's going to be people who watch this that believe in no sex before marriage, but my mum is like, you need to,
and I'm glad.
You need to experiment.
100%. Another important thing of what Leonie just said is that I feel people actually that are even close to me are paranoid about breaking up. Can't even believe I'm saying this, like in their 20s, because they're scared they won't find someone else. Which is just crazy, because in perspective, honestly, I'm 22 and Leonie lost her virginity when she was 25.
Yeah.
Like, just put that into perspective. Everyone has a different journey. Like, I thought when I was 20 that because I had sex early, that the guy that I met I was going to be with forever. Reality is I'm 22, almost 23, and I'm back to square one. Like, I'm actually not really sleeping with people as much anymore because I want to find, not the one, but like the right person.
Yeah, after breakups, don't get your expectations up as well. Go as low as you can. This is for me as a boy.
And obviously different as well because we're straight girls. Well, I don't know, I would never call myself straight, but yeah.
The princess that gets the castle, it has the prince that take care. It doesn't exist. I can tell you that straight away. That's my opinion. I went to a breakup, I went to losing everything that I thought it was real to then find something else. Every relationship is different. Every single relationship you're going to go into afterwards is going to be different.
That maybe dilutes it so it's a little softer for people going through a breakup.
Yeah.
There's actually something quite powerful about meeting somebody that has imperfections that like you can love. Like, sounds really cringe, but like, I'm not perfect. Like, I'm going to meet somebody and I can't be every single thing that somebody wants.
Yeah.
Like,
even touching on what you said, before I initiated my breakup with my last boyfriend, I sat myself down and said, be ready, you may not meet someone until you're 35. Are you cool with that? You're cool with that? Let's go. Like, don't... You have
it makes my heart
expectations, but it's true.
Yeah, and, you know, I met people, so... But what I love is there's a celebrity called Taraji P. She's in her late 30s, and she just met someone and got engaged. And I was like, you can find love at any age.
And that's
fair.
And that's my bond with you. Yeah. Like, I feel like that we bond on that level in that, like, I know you have a relationship with yourself. Like, I can tell you've got a strong relationship with yourself, and same with me.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's because we spent a lot of time by ourselves. When Leonie said that, like, I was like, oh, it's because like once you start, like, girls, guys, whoever is going through something right now, like, once you start I remember I actually put it on an Instagram caption, like, I'm about to start the journey with so cringe, like, with myself.
Yeah.
And like, it's been 2 years and it's been the best relationship I've ever had.
Be your biggest fan. If you're not your biggest fan and you're not like cheering for yourself, it's gonna be harder.
Everyone's got their own thing going on. Your boyfriend or girlfriend isn't always going to be your biggest cheerleader. So if you're by yourself, like, there is actually that empowering feeling thing that I found empowering after my relationship. I was so heartbroken. I'd be so upset, but I was like, there's nothing that could change today that would make me sadder.
Also, what people say is, you know, when you have your wins, you want to have someone to share it with. I'll be honest, the way that I celebrate my wins by myself is good enough. Like,
and also, I'm like, I don't know if I want you to have a taste of this. Like, stop. Like, you're temporary. Like, this is permanent.
You can celebrate your wins by yourself and have a very
great time. Like, my second question is, who has been broken up with? Because I was always, before my ex-boyfriend, like, I've never been broken up with. Like, all my boyfriends, I've done the ending. Like, I'm so in control of this shit. So I think when I was broken up with her, I was like, oh my god, this is the most horrific thing I've ever experienced in my life.
I think it depends as well. Depends sometimes.
But have you been broken up with?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've done I think it has been both ways. The one that hurted the most was when I had to break it up, because I knew, for more that I loved the person that I was with, I would never be happy.
And you know you can't make them the happy that they want.
Yeah.
That is the hardest.
I think it was worse because I broke my own heart, basically. I was the one that says, like, this is not enough for me or for you.
That is something that is actually hugely empowering, and it requires so much strength to do that. I was in your situation, but the other way round. Like, my ex undid a very, like, a 2-year relationship over text. He just said he couldn't give me what he wanted, and I spent a year being like, oh, Ellie, you're too fat, you're too this. Like, I literally questioned myself for so long. But also, at the end of my relationship with him, I was having anxiety attacks. It was the worst my anxiety had ever been. Like, I was not healthy. I was ringing him, like, having panic attacks. And actually, on reflection, was I making him happy? Not really.
Yeah.
And also, after he broke up with me, I started seeking the help that I needed. It's taken me a while to say this, but I admire the fact that he could do that for himself and for me, because he, like, saved me there. Because 2 years later, like, my anxiety isn't even in the question. You know, you see those relationships where you're just like, you're bringing out the worst in each other.
Yeah.
It's not a personal attack necessarily. It's just that, like, doing that is so hard. But sometimes the breakup is the best thing for you both. I know you'll be like, oh, but like, it's the best thing if we're together because we love each other. No.
People change. That's the thing as well. Is like, we were talking about like young people being in relationships. Like when you're younger age, you're still developing like your personality and everything that you like, the way you are. Like for my case, for example, was like the person that I fall in love was a completely different person that I was with by the time we broke up. I told him exactly, take a week, decide what you want.
That's what happened with me.
And if this is who you are, because if this is who you are, I cannot do it. Because this is not the person that I fall in love with.
That happened to me. So when I say that my boyfriend broke up with me, and I actually think I should make this clear on the internet.
I had a break, and I initiated it because I needed time to really think about, is this what I want? And the fact that I couldn't come to a conclusion made me realize I can't do this. So.
The reality is that people don't want to do breaks because they don't want to face the fact that they might be faced with the truth.
I'll give you an example. My ex-fiance, when I gave him a week, he slept with 3 people. And that's when I realized, this is not for me. Sorry. On a quick note, if you are breaking up with someone, it's very important that you don't leave any type of hope. Because if you give them hope, they will linger to that hope that one day or maybe later they will get back together.
They're like, I love you, and like maybe one day. Don't fucking do that to them.
End
it's rude.
Just end it.
Just
because
clean cut.
capiche. And also, I love it when, I kind of love it when people say that to me, because I'm like, oh baby girl, you're gonna meet someone so much better, you're not gonna want to go back there. Right, I've got a question, guys. So she's asked 2, so we're gonna do them both. I'm newly single and want to date around. How do you approach it? Do you use Tinder or do you approach guys in real life? And then she also said, as a woman, do you ever shoot your shot, make the first move and find that it worked? Yes, is my answer.
Yes,
so
yes.
how do we date? Hinge is like, there's like a bit more of personality.
Yeah.
You can basically like somebody because of a comment rather than a picture,
okay.
which to me speaks volumes, because it's like, we get on this subject, so I'm gonna like you, rather than this is a cute picture of you and your puppy, I'm gonna like you, you know? And I'm not gonna lie, I do still have them, but I am a working girl in the city. I'm like, Ellie, come on. Like, I'm in the prime area. I now want to go to cafes. I'm like, I made a pact on New Year. Every single day I will talk to a stranger.
And he saw me across the bar. He has seen my profile before on the apps, thought that I was a fake profile.
So came up to you and was like, oh, your apps of your pictures are being used on a fake.
Yes, and he thought that I was fake. He thought that like someone else was using my photos. And now going back to that, it's like he reached through the app instead of coming and talking with me. So again, use the apps, there's no problem with the apps.
So if my friends upload pictures with them and guys, if I think one of them's I do it all the time. I do it to Leonie all the time. I message her and I'm like,
who was that in the video?
No, I do it all the time. I might message Leonie and I'm like, he's fit. But you shoot your shot for your friends, like honestly.
No,
I'll follow.
guys are different. Guys are completely different. Guys will watch, like, never comment a photo.
Yeah, that's true.
Never.
Ooh,
They would never comment. So a boy would very rarely slide into your DMs.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm the
Make
type of
that
girl
moves.
that will slide into
Exactly,
DMs.
girls, make your moves.
I'm like, babes,
Yeah,
I like
speaking
you.
of DMs, I have slid into DMs before.
There's a guy on TikTok that I fancied, right? So I would never do this, but I just slid into his DMs and I was like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm fucking obsessed with you. but I literally had no reply for ages and I was like, oh my god, he is so out of my league. Then I was in Croydon Box Park, right? And imagine, I'm sat opposite this guy that I kind of liked and I was like, oh sweet, yeah. Then pops up on my phone, message!
What?
And he replied back, like, how can you be obsessed with me? You don't know me. But I should get to know you. Is
that what you said?
Yeah.
Ah, what did you say?
Listen. Shoot your shot. Like, what? Right, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be harsh. While you're not shooting your shot, another girl, Ellie Tyrrell, is shooting her shot. So like, what have you got to lose?
Fun story about when I shot my shots. There was a guy, and it was just
I know this story.
So I was just like, so I went in his DMs. All I said, and it was a genuine statement, but all I said is, you seem interesting. That's what I said. And then he replied back, conversation flew on, he flew out. to London, took me on some dates, spent my birthday with him. It was really good. Also,
Instagram is a dating app.
Also,
She's the best sex of her life.
Why is good for you to get to know someone through an app so you can like build up like a connection, talk, get to know each other?
I was dating somebody during lockdown for like 4 months, and it was actually very good for me because for the first time I couldn't bid off a guy and I actually had to give him some time, and I like actually was building a connection with somebody, which is a bit crazy for me.
I have met a few people I've dated via DMs, and it's always been a good time.
Right, that's sorry.
You broke up. You're going through a hard time. Don't close yourself up to love. Don't do that.
Yes.
And your relationship doesn't define you. Just because one boy doesn't want you, it doesn't mean that A, they don't love you, and they don't think you're fit. It just means that it's just not best for you. And there is a million trillion fishies in the pond. I always say this, but like, I've dated so many men, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you, so many guys, and I've met a lot of friends on the way.
I like me and they're like.
No, I agree. Me too.
I have met so many guys, and look at me, I'm not in a relationship, but I'm also very happy. Leonie goes into a dating situation with a romantic mindset.
Yes, yeah. So I'm trying to get to know you on a romantic mindset. I want to be your friend also because I think friendship is important in a relationship. But if it doesn't work out, I don't ever try and like seek friendship outside of that. It's either we're dating and it works or goodbye.
Which is different to me because I go into a relationship thinking this is going to be a potential friend. To me, it's like dating. Are you worthy enough to be my friend? And then if you pass the check, then we'll work on a romantic level. So just shows that everyone does it differently. We're both extremely happy.
Yeah.
Dave has done a lot of dating himself with guys and girls. Like, you've got this. My DMs are always open. If there's some things that we've missed out, comment below. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and
ring the call bell.
Follow me. Big things are coming this year, so keep an eye out.
Ooh.
Yes.
Anyway, bye. Love you. Bye.
See you. Bye.
God, this camera makes me look so weird.
So now you're here again, knocking at my door. A little too late.